Hey, what's up, fam? I got a question for you. Do you like barbecue? I mean, like real barbecue. Slow cooked for hours, seasoned with only the best ingredients? Then check out Lynette's Country Barbecue. My man Larry's been barbecuing the best meats for over 25 years. Lynette's also does catering for any major event. So the next time you want quality barbecue and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg, call Larry and Lynette's Country Barbecue at 740-304-5303. For more information on details and locations, check them out on Facebook at Lynette's Country Barbecue. Hey, what's up, Music Familia? It's about that time of year again when you start to get that urge to want to show off your summertime bods.
Say what?
But before you do, let me ask you this. Are you modified? It's an easy answer. Go ahead. I'll wait. Time's up. No, not even close. But let me help you out. Go to richregal740.com or call 740-205-7503. Located at 737 North Columbus Street in Lancaster, Ohio, Rich and the crew at Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery have been providing safe, sterile, clean, and beyond professional ink for over 15 years. I'm not just a spokesperson. I'm also a client. After hitting my 6-year sober date, I wanted something special. Honestly, I think half the battle was finding something that was going to have lasting memory. I brought my picture in, and Rich gave it more life on my arm than the picture had itself. So do yourself a favor. Book your appointment today, 740-205-7503, or go to richregal740.com today. Mention AntmanVs before your scheduled appointment and get 20% off. Get out there and make it pop! Make it pop! Get modified today. Paul's Nightclub, located at 901 South Broad Street in Lancaster, Ohio, has it all. For over 30 years, Janine Cunningham and the friendly crew at Paul's have been serving patrons with the very best local music and carry-out in the area. Everything you need, all in one place. Next time you are in Lancaster and want to go to a place that makes you feel right at home, be sure to stop at Paul's Nightclub and say hi. Check out some awesome local music and grab yourself some carry-out. 901 South Broad Street, Lancaster, Ohio, 43130. Or call 740-215-4805.
Hey, this is Brandon.
And this is Barab.
We're 8 Pound Pressure.
And you're listening to AntmanVs.
Woo! Oh, what a double play! Let's see it. That'll be the day. Kings and world leaders. I'm gonna sing it. Alright, 'cause I get things cooking. You stare, you. How long you drama?
Don't you dare change that station.
Feel the power.
Ant-Man versus. Starting now.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, Music Familia? Hanging out live. AntmanVs. Feels so good. Like, so damn good to be back with a brand new week. I'm going to give a shout out to Shamrock Printing, my man Ace Winters and Jonathan Boyer out there. Two great dudes. Check them out, shamrockprinting.com, 740-349-2244. Paul's Nightclub, Janine and Max down there in Lancaster as well. And Modified Studios, my man Rich Regal. Check them out, richregal740.com. And also Lynette's Country Barbecue. So we got a killer show tonight, man. Lots of shit has been taking place. And you know me. Like, I never shy away from poking something, some way, somehow, or form, or fashion, and that's exactly what I'm going to do tonight. I'm really excited about this. Kind of excited, not really excited. I'm kind of mad that I have to do this, but a lot of my music friends and family and venue owners and everybody are out of work. We got to get their asses back to work. So I figure the best way to do this is to raise absolute holy hell on this topic, right? And we're going to open up the phone lines tonight, have you guys an opportunity to call into the show. And I want to hear, now, I don't want to hear asshole stuff. I mean, I legitimately want to hear like how this is impacting you and how this makes you feel. Now, I also want to touch on, this isn't just about the musicians and the artists and everybody else. This is about a lot of us as a whole. A lot of us are going through depression and anxiety, and some of us who already have depression and anxiety, this whole COVID thing, and then the no jobs and the no music and the no therapy. Let's put it like that. The no therapy is what is starting to cause pandemonium amongst the music people. You know what I mean? Aside from, no work, no way of knowing what's going to happen. We're going to talk about Mr. DeWine, man, really racking up the points with the community, let me tell you. But we're going to talk about what's going on in the community. Some of the venues and some of the people that we know and that we love are making huge changes to their places just to be able to open up their doors. And hopefully we're going to get a chance to shed some light on those guys and girls tonight. And, I don't know, man. I think it is time to shine a light on some shit that needs to be lit up, We're going to do that tonight. And let's see here. So I got some new stuff tonight, like absolutely new stuff to Ant-Man Versus. So the Splits and my man David Edward Gregg. So these two entities are absolutely badass, and you have to check them out. I can't say that enough. We got some new stuff from Then Falls the Sky. Blinded is one hell of a song. I did a spiffy little promo for those fellas and ladies over there, and greatly honored to be able to have an opportunity to do something like that for a band. Never really thought about doing something like that, and it's funny how opportunities arise, right? So let's get into some new music tonight right off the bat, man. My boys, Pray for Sleep, are always doing it. And they've done it again. And we're going to check it out right now. Let me know what you think about this song. And, I really... These guys are from Lewis Center, Ohio. And I really love their sound and their feel. And the song Outpatient is definitely something that I feel like we can all vibe to. Check it out.
People say that they don't know the hell of me. Too afraid to tell tell. Too young to fight off the one that was listening.
Yeah, my boys, pray for sleep right there. Outpatient. What's going on? So, I was checking out. I don't like being in the gossip. I don't like being a part of it, but I like getting some popcorn and sitting back and watching it. But what I'm about to talk about here, I can say it was just weird. It was weird how it went down. And to see all this transpire is absolutely crazy. So, the Ahmaud Arbery case. Man who recorded killing, arrested for murder. The gentleman who recorded that is actually being charged with murder. And we're going to be talking about that later coming up in the show. I want to get some people's thoughts on that. And we're going to be hitting some harder topics this evening with the local scene. The Ohio State Fair is no longer happening. Likewise, a bunch of other things. We're going to open the phone lines as I promised. And I'm going to get into something from my man Mike Ohio here real quick. Now, this gentleman is from Chillicothe, Ohio. I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on in Chillicothe, Ohio. And we'll be right back after this. I'm going to pay some bills and
when the system's broke, create your own system. I need drone flying over the estate. Mikey O-H-I-O. I be the face. Never change like a $20 William. I leave my wrist. I ain't going nowhere. My feel I list. I plead my case. Cause the buzz up a plan to fake drugs. And they handing me a bunk citation. The motherfucking judge told me that he wouldn't budge. Even though I bet she loved my fragrance. But where the fuck the dash cam? Huh? Where the dash cam? They fucking erased it. Approached by the police and treated like a black man. Wonder why the people think you motherfuckers racist. Wasted to find the things and pray for a meal. Keep faith in what I believe till that pain disappears. I'm taking pills to provide relief. What's the irony? I cater to my disease, hit the stage and premiere. It's never cherish a thing until it's stolen. Life is careless and free until it's gone. Like the Holy Ghost. I swear I'm like my own man. They embarrassed me till I put on.
Oh God, God bless. Oh God, God bless.
The Holy Ghost.
Oh God, God bless. Oh God.
They say patience is a virtue, but when to wait and get what you want. Shaking vermouth and blending Tanqueray, watch me flow. On my Reggie Cray, I'm a legend in the East End. I don't need no Gazette page, cause payment is my pursuit in the fame nonchalant. My work boots to these Oxfords now broken. Kneel down at the church pew, praying God's word to keep my son in hot clothes. I'm so materialistic, so guilty as shit, but these bitches spray perfume, and I can't refuse to offer. East St. Laurent on my hoe, from a place where the cops are criminals with a badge, making off-duty stops, the innocent get harassed. Patent branded rape bitches, the chief of police a drink. Put fake cocaine in my whip and the tape vanished from the dash. Never cherish a thing until it's stolen. Life is careless and free until it's gone. Like the Holy Ghost, I swear I'm like my own man. They embarrassed me till I put on. Now pray.
Oh God, God bless. Oh God, God bless.
The Holy Ghost.
Oh God, God bless. Oh God.
Shamrock Printing, dedicated to providing high-quality printing and graphic design solutions. Located at 82 South 3rd Street, Newark, Ohio. Fast, reliable, and local. Screen printing, graphic design, banners, and so much more. Owner-operators Ace Winters and Jonathan Boyer go above and beyond to provide their customers with the best service, knowledge, and professionalism that only a local business can provide. So before you go to that other print shop, go to shamrockprinting.com today, or give them a call, 740-349-2244, or find Shamrock Printing on Facebook, and be sure to tell them that Ant-Man sent you.
Just reached the place where the willows don't bend. There's nothing more to be said. It's the top of the end. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. Closing up the books on the pages of the text, and I don't really care what happens next. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. Been hanging on threads, been playing it straight, and I just gotta go before it gets too late. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. Grandma said, boy, go and find
That was Chaotic Media official right there. Going, gone. So what's going on, guys? So, before we had to go there real quick, we're talking about the Ahmaud Arbery case. Now, some people may be familiar, some people may not be, so let's get you caught up, alright? So as of, there's an update today, 3:21 p.m., attorneys of Ahmaud parents, S. Lee Merritt, Benjamin Crump, and L. Chris Stewart. The family is relieved that Brian has been taken into custody. It turns out that William Rhodey Bryan, the man who recorded the video for Ahmaud Arbery's killing, is now the third suspect to be arrested for the young man's murder. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation just announced the arrest, saying Bryan's been hit with charges of felony murder and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. GBI says the charges stem from the February 23rd incident that resulted in Arbery's death. Bryan will be booked into the Glenn County Jail. As we talked about before, Robbie claimed that he was simply a witness to the slaying and had zero involvement with what went down between Arbery and the two men previously arrested for his murder. And the two men were arrested for his murder because they thought that he was somebody who was breaking in to an open construction site, and they took upon themselves to inflict justice, which to me wasn't justice, but they called it justice and killed this gentleman. This third person right here that's being charged is the person who filmed this said crime. Now, in his video, he's a little ways back but has a good shot of everything. And, I don't know. Bryan said that after his video leaked online that he was fearful for his life and was receiving death threats. The GBI said Bryan and his video were under investigation, and he was initially named in the police report for allegedly trying to block Ahmaud during the chase while he was jogging. Bryan denied any involvement, though. And as we told you, Arbery's family and legal team strongly believe that Bryan was involved in the incident, along with McMichaels, and wants him to face justice, just as the McMichaels. I'm going to post this story in here, and you guys are going to get an opportunity to check it out for yourselves. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. Shit's kind of crazy. Did you guys see the former WWE wrestler who was found dead in the water? Triple H remembers Shad, a great human being, and everyone loved him. I got this clip from my man Triple H.
This Shad Gaspard thing was so sad. Triple H. Anything you think you guys will do anything to honor him, maybe before Raw or something?
Montage? We did. Obviously this was all happening in real time. Wednesday night we put something beginning of the show. I'm sure we'll be doing something on SmackDown, and he was such a great guy. Shad is one of those guys that everybody loved. Steph and I saw him maybe 6 months ago. We were at Fox for a meeting, and he was just coming out of the lobby. We were coming in the lobby, and we probably stood there for 20 minutes talking. He's just the greatest guy. So nice, and finding success in all these other things he was doing in Hollywood and everything else, and and with the circumstances around all of this, and his son, which thank God he is okay, but knowing that he said save my son, and it was the last thing he did, and that's all you need to know about the guy. He was just a great human being, and it's tragic, and my thoughts and prayers, as are everyone's here, to his wife and his kids and just the family. I mean, it's tragic. Even as it was happening that day, and you're just holding out hope. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know. Maybe he got picked up by a boat, or you're just hanging on anything that please don't let this be true. And as illogical as it is, unfortunately it was. Unfortunately, it's just again tragic.
So, I remember Shad from, 2002. when he tried out for the Tough Enough 2 reality show. He busted his ass and earned a WWE contract in 2005, eventually making the big stage in early 2006. He ultimately parted with WWE in 2010, but Triple H says that he had a good relationship and even chatted a few months ago. Just the greatest guy, Triple H said. So nice. WWE executive also said the fact that he died while trying to save his 10-year-old son tells you everything you need to know about the guy. Gaspard was declared missing on May 17th after he was caught in a riptide during a swim with his son in Marina del Rey. Rescuers were able to pull his son out of the water, but they were unable to save Shad. His body was found on May 20th. Triple H says that WWE is going to honor Shad on Wednesday night's NXT show, and if you did see it, it was pretty awesome. I think they're going to probably do something tomorrow night on SmackDown, and maybe likewise on Monday at Raw. I don't know how many of you out there still watch WWE or not. With the whole empty arena thing, kind of changes the game a lot. I personally, being a WWE fan since I was like a wee little kid, 6, since I was tall enough to jump off my bed into a beanbag and cause havoc all over my house, I can remember being a WWE fan. And to see the arenas empty and see them participating and see the craft without any lights and glam or anything like that, and granted, you see the pros, you see the good acts, you see the bad acts, you see all of it. There's really no way to hide any of that stuff. So, although a lot of people knock WWE for what's going on and still continue to do their thing, I commend them on trying to stay in front of the people, So, likewise with AEW, I've become kind of an AEW fan myself personally. It's kind of, where you go where the realness is, right? Honestly. So we got coming up this day in music coming up later in the show. Going to be also talking about a Virginia family who was out for a ride along and they found $1 million in the middle of the road. We're going to ask you if you would turn that money in, or if you would pocket that stuff. Don't worry, you don't have to tell me. We're going to talk about some douchebag criminals coming up at the end of the show. We got some brand new stuff from my boys. Then Falls the Sky. My boys and girls, I should say. Don't punch me, Chad. Don't punch me. And what else we got? We're going to go into the chat room here. Greg says, I'm not familiar with what happened with the case. We caught him up. Let's see. Greg retracted his message. All you guys, man, in the chat room having a great old time, man. Share this out using hashtag MusicFamiliaForLife. We are worldwide, man. I want to point out also that we are now available on Google Podcasts, CastBox, Podchaser, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and all those great things labeled right there under. And if you guys want to follow me as well, I am on Spreaker and all those fun places to be. You know what I haven't played in a little while? What I really miss? I miss some Groot. Let's get some Groot. Let that hair down, or whatever you have. If you don't have any hair, sorry. What? Okay, let's do this. Groot. My boy's Groot right there. Nothing man. I love those motherfuckers. What's going on, Music Familia? So before we get into the next song, man, I got this link for you. I know that my crazy people out there are going to appreciate this. I have personally gotten banned from stores. I'm still currently banned for life from a store. Thankfully, that store is out of business, but I'm sure if it was still in business, I'd still be banned. We'll talk about that coming up later in the show. Why Ant-Man is banned from stores. But in the meantime, I'm going to drop this link in here. So this Home Depot paint fight got out of hand. And I mean legit out of hand. I'm going to post a link in here for you guys. You guys can check it out. And make sure you guys share this out, man. Horoscope's coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the 10 o'clock hour. We are going to do then This Day in Music. We're going to do our horoscopes first, This Day in Music. And then we're going to spend the rest of the show breaking down some shit about no live music. I know that's what you guys want to talk about, right? Write down the phone number, 614-916-6372. Get ready, because we're going to open the phone lines in the 10 o'clock hour. Buckle up, bitches. It's going to be a crazy end of the night. And I got something special right here. We're going to world premiere something for you guys because I love you and I want you to feel special. Music Familia Production, world premiere.
We could change the world. You affect everything. See, this is the power of your mind. You are not just some minute creature who doesn't have an effect on anything. No. You're the whole universe, is what you are. You're everything.
From the band that brought you Lifeline. Then Falls the Sky brings you something brand new. Nick, Chad, Jacob, Oni, and Amanda make up Then Falls the Sky, and we had a chance to catch up with Nick Barlage to hear his side of the new song, Blinded.
It was actually really smooth writing the lyrics for Blinded. It's about just breaking down those mental walls that maybe are being built up around you and seeing what is actually happening. Just kind of keep that in mind. It's basically a song about liberating your mind and, not just accepting whatever people say.
For more from TFTS, go to tftsvip.com and check them out on Facebook at Then Falls the Sky. You can find Blinded available now on all streaming platforms. Music Familia Production, world premiere.
Mascara on my pillow. She leaves a trail soft and yellow. I know wrong when I see it. I know right when I feel it. Can I flow into your river as I creep under your window? Leeches never beg forgiveness. I know I'm not gonna win this. Cyclopic depth perception. Therapy, my profession. I might as well just face it. I'm only known as the rapist. Can I flow into your river as I creep under your window? Leeches never beg forgiveness. I know I'm not gonna win this. under your window. Leeches never beg forgiveness. I know I'm not gonna win this.
Little blackbird is flying low. Roll, roll, dark and cover, spreading its wings for the final blow. Roll, roll, dark and cover, sinking in the dark for a head to fall. Roll, roll, dark and cover, hold your own breath or you'll pay the toll. Can you hear the gallop from afar? Run, run, run for cover. Even if you try, you will not get far. Run, run, run for cover. Rusty bones are waving in the air. Run, run, run for cover. The headless rider leaves you in his lair. Holy muerto, spare my soul. Spare my soul. Holy muerto, spare my soul. Holy muerto, spare my soul.
That was Redeye, Caravan. What's going on, Music Familia? Hanging out live. This is AntmanVs. Season 22, episode 506. Wow. 506 episodes of you guys putting up with my ass. It's crazy. Ridiculous. All the interviews and everybody that I've interviewed, everybody that I've hung out with and all that fun stuff, man. So much stuff. Like, it's pretty amazing. You know what else is pretty amazing? What would you do if you were driving down the road and he found some money. Fredericksburg, Virginia. They were out for a ride to get a change of scenery after being held up due to the coronavirus. They found nearly $1 million in 2 bags lying in the middle of the road. David and Emily Shantz left their Carolina County home with their children last Saturday and drove their pickup truck over what they thought was a bag of trash. They stopped to pick it up, as well as another bag nearby. News sources reported on Tuesday that the Shantzes tossed the bags in the back of their pickup truck and kept riding. This is according to the wife. Only when the Schultzes returned home did they discover the bags contained money. Inside of the bag, there were plastic baggies that were addressed with something that said Cash Vault. They contacted the Caroline County Sheriff's Office, which sent deputies to the home. Deputies took inventory and determined the money totaled nearly $1 million. Caroline Sheriff's Major Scott Moser said authorities have since determined where the money was headed, but are still trying to figure out how it ended up in the middle of the road in Goochland County. Moser would not say specifically where the money was going, but he said he hopes the recipients offer the Shantzes a nice reward because, their actions deserve nothing less. He goes on to say they saved someone a lot of money and set a wonderful example for everyone else. What would you do? What would you do if you were driving down the road and you found $1 million and there's nobody around? Would you keep it? Or would you be honest and turn it in? I would turn it in, myself personally, even though, and you can call me a liar if you want to, but you need to think about the fact that if it's written Cash Vault on it, you can almost guarantee the serial numbers and everything else is on some computer or some piece of paper or something somewhere. And you might not get caught first off the rip. You might get to spend maybe $100,000 or something like that at some point. But what you're going to spend in jail when you get caught is far more important to me than, I'm too pretty for jail. I'm too cute for jail. But I know what I would do, though, the first night. I would probably
When the race, till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people want to ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. We ain't stuck it to the man, so this screaming man down. Cause we never stand alone, but we know we stand out. I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people want to ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. We ain't stuck it to the man, so this screaming man down. Cause we never stand alone, but we know we stand out. I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people want to ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. Guess I never fit in, cause I never fit the image. Must've thought that I was stupid, think I'm part of it, the gimmicks. Man, this shit done got me living, I can't even hear the lyrics. Like I'm mumbling and like I would probably make a million. See, I think it's so pathetic, they sounded so generic. Someone call a paramedic, I'ma start an epidemic. See, I keep it so authentic, cause you know I'm steady. When your motherfuckers wanna do it, but they're never gonna get it. This a curse, a gift with the words that I spit. Like ever since birth, had to learn with the fist. It can only get worse from refer to the list, cause I only use portion to portion of this. See, you scared to resist, but before you commit, find a block to the twist. Hear a voice and you quench, till I do a backflip. Hit reverse on the bitch, I'm the Johnny Cash in this blacklist. Like half of these bastards don't have the audacity. Truth is I'm flattered, you're thinking irrationally, leaving you scattered. Just one in my fantasies, not as the standard, but I do it naturally. Sorry, my stand-up might not be your cup of tea. Looking so haggard, you're losing your sanity. Follow the pattern, discover a tragedy. This is a hazard, there will be fatalities. Wait till we get a motherfucking roof off. 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 I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people wanna ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. We ain't stuck it to the man, so this screaming man down. Cause we never stand alone, but we know we stand out. I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people wanna ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. We ain't stuck it to the man, so this screaming man down. Cause we never stand alone, but we know we stand out. I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people wanna ride, everybody stereotype. It got me looking back upon it through the stereotype. And you the only motherfucker here believing the hype. So you can try to back it up and only real survive. Take a chance like a rapper, kiss these labels goodbye. So when I'm stepping on the stage, I hope the worlds collide. Every time I send a tip and never got a reply, gonna flip them on the bird till the day that I die. Cause these ill motherfuckers thought I'd never arrive. And I can tell you thought I would by the look in your eyes. And when they're looking for the future, never tell them the price. It's like I'm here now, bitch, tell me what is the prize. For every time I feel alone, then I wake up alive. In a place no one knows where the shadows align. For every sin that I committed, never look for forgiveness. And when I dig a deep grave, then I bury my demons. I ask nobody for nothing, and I'ma do what I want. I never meant to offend you, now I don't need your opinion. And that's the end of discussion, so you can take it and shove it. And I was stumbling into something that you never saw coming. And when I get in abundance, you better never come running. And you can meet me in the middle of the mosh pit, taking out people like a Marshawn Lynch, like the king of this shit when I'm marked on it, bitch. Wait till we tell the motherfucking roof off. 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 I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people wanna ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. We ain't stuck it to the man, so this screaming man down. Cause we never stand alone, but we know we stand out. I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people wanna ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now. We ain't stuck it to the man, so this screaming man down. Cause we never stand alone, but we know we stand out. I just wanna race till I fucking black out, crack down, turn it to a madhouse. When the people wanna ride, everybody lash out. We've been fighting forever, so we never stopping now.
What's going on, music familia? That was my man Trenton P. Blackout. That's exactly what I would do if I found $1 million. Then I wake up and I pinch myself. Probably call one of my closest friends so I wouldn't, if I got caught, would have a good friend in jail with me. Oh, hanging out live, AntmanVs. It's about that time for some horoscopes. What you think? What you think? What you think? Let's do that. So tonight's horoscopes are quite interesting. I think you'll see why. If today is your birthday, then happy mother-friggin' birthday. And try not to tie yourself down with set aims and detailed plans over the coming year. You'll do best if you allow each day to unfold and then go where your instincts take you. The universe knows what you need, so allow it to guide you. I need to get comfortable on my chair, my Godfather chair here. Man, it's like somebody else was sitting in my chair. Oh, that's right, my daughter, my 3-year-old, was in my studio. I like you, Daddy. I like Daddy. I like Daddy. Put my headphones on, grabbing my microphone like she's a rock star, playing on stage at the Alrosa Villa, like, ah! She's like, I like Daddy, and she's screaming in a microphone. I was like, Daddy doesn't do that. Daddy's not a screamer. Aquarius, the sun is now firmly placed in the most dynamic area of your chart, and tomorrow's new moon will nudge you to get started on some new and exciting projects. Don't waste time getting other people's approval, because the only approval you'll need is your own. Pisces, you might be tempted to make changes just for the sake of it today, but you would be wise to think again. If something isn't broke, then why bother fixing it? If you're in a meddling sort of mood, then meddle with something that isn't important. My Aries out there, why are you trying so hard to conform to an image which others have you, but which in no way reflects who you really are? It's a good question. It's not like you don't want to please everyone else at your own expense, so take a step back and start again. My Tauruses, good fortune will be coming your way in one form or another over the next few days. But it won't seem like so good of an idea if you allow negative thoughts to take root in your mind. What have you got to worry about anyway? Very little. So get your act together, alright, Taurus? It's not that hard. It's not that critical. Geminis, a few weeks from now, you'll probably look back and wonder why you ever doubted your ability to get to the top and stay there. This is your time of year, Gemini, so believe you can climb mountains. Take it a confident step at a time. My Cancers out there, it may seem as if you're not doing much at the moment, but your mind is a frenzy of activity. The more ideas you allow to bubble into your brain, the more options you'll have a month from now when the sun moves into your favor again. My Leos, life will speed up quite dramatically over the next 48 hours, so prepare yourself. The good news is you have a lot of physical and mental energy to burn, so it's unlikely you won't be able to last the pace. More likely, you will be setting it. I like that one. It's a good one. My fellow Virgos, boys and girls, take this one how you will. There's no point sitting back and waiting to see what fate has in store for you. Not when there are so many things you can do to set the agenda. On the work front especially, don't be afraid to take the lead. Others will happily follow you. My Libras, it may seem as if you have too many balls in the air at the moment, but don't worry, you'll be able to control them quite easily. The sun in the flexible sign of Gemini will do wonders for your juggling skills, both at home and at work. Scorpio, the message of the stars for you today, Scorpio, is that if you think wealthy, you will be wealthy. Your mind is a powerful tool, and if you apply it to problems of the financial and business nature, you are sure to boost your earning power. Sagittarius, it will pay you to be a nice person and be nice to people, even people who are not always nice to you. The sun in your opposite sign will help you to recognize that it is by reacting out to others that you do the best for yourself. Keep that in mind. Everything and everyone is connected. Last but not least, Capricorns, a friend or family member will ask you to do something you think is unethical today, and you must have the strength of mind to refuse. It may put a strain on your relationship, but rather that, then you can't look yourself in the mirror in the morning. Damn. And those are your horoscopes. Powered by Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery. Hey, if you guys are looking for some ink, my man Rich Regal, hit him up. RichRegal740.com, 737 North Columbus Street in Lancaster, Ohio. Let them know that Ant-Man sent you. Schedule your ink. If you mention AntmanVs before your pricing, you get 20% off of your ink or your piercing, whatever you have going on over there at Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery. Let them know Ant-Man sent you. They'll take care of you. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, we got some good stuff right here. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to get into this. We got This Day in Music coming up. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to have a complete bitch fest. Not a bitch fest, but I think you guys got some opinions, you know. And we're going to keep it clean. We're going to keep it professional. But you're going to have an opportunity to weigh in, one way or another. So let's get this right now. Let's Country Barbecue. Hey, what's up, fam? I got a question for you. Do you like barbecue? I mean, like real barbecue. Slow cooked for hours, seasoned with only the best ingredients? Then check out Lynette's Country Barbecue. My man Larry's been barbecuing the best meats for over 25 years. Lynette's also does catering for any major event. So the next time you want quality barbecue and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg, call Larry and Lynette's Country Barbecue at 740-304-5303. For more information on details and locations, check them out on Facebook at Lynette's Country Barbecue. Hey, what's up, Music Familia? It's about that time of year again when you start to get that urge to want to show off your summertime bods.
Say what?
But before you do, let me ask you this. Are you modified? It's an easy answer. Go ahead. I'll wait. Time's up. No, not even close. But let me help you out. Go to richregal740.com or call 740-205-7503. Located at 737 North Columbus Street in Lancaster, Ohio, Rich and the crew at Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery have been providing safe, sterile, clean, and beyond professional ink for over 15 years. I'm not just a spokesperson. I'm also a client. After hitting my 6-year sober date, I wanted something special. Honestly, I think half the battle was finding something that was going to have lasting memory. I brought my picture in, and Rich gave it more life on my arm than the picture had itself. So do yourself a favor. Book your appointment today, 740-205-7503, or go to richregal740.com today. Mention AntmanVs before your scheduled appointment and get 20% off. Get out there and make it pop, make it pop. Get modified today.
Hey, this is Brandon.
And this is Barab.
We're 8 Pound Pressure.
And you're listening to AntmanVs.
Woo! a dull moment in this motherfucker, right? Yeah, 15 minutes after 10 p.m. That are my boys Liquid 16 with Hard Charger off of their self-titled album, Hard Charger. Good shit right there. So we're hanging out live, man. 15 after 10. I think we could do this right meow. Let's do this right now. This is This Day in Music. Brought to you by Paul's Nightclub, Janine and Max down there at Paul's Nightclub in Lancaster. When we get back to business and we get back to things, I'm going to be putting a show together. And we're going to be putting these shows together to help local venues. So venues like Paul's Nightclub, who were fortunate enough to have a carry-out license, still are hit kind of hard with not being able to have live music. So I have teamed up with Lynette's Country Barbecue. And I am going to put a show together at Paul's Nightclub to try to get everything back together when we can have live music again. What I'd like to come up with is an idea, or maybe possibly even a tour. And I'd like to collaborate with anybody and everybody who wants to get in on that. Bands alike, you know, anybody and everybody. We can do a little concert tour thing, and I'll follow you. We can document this thing. We can actually do it. You know, and talk about coming into the other venues and stuff like that. We could do it, man. We could do it. Yeah, we could do this. You can do it, right? Check it out. This Day in Music, brought to you Paul's Nightclub. 1967, Jimi Hendrix signed with Reprise Records on the U.S. Warner Brothers label. They released a guitarist album, Are You Experienced?, Axis, Bold and Love, and Electric Ladyland. One of my favorites, actually. Electric Ladyland is pretty good. In 1970, Cosby, Stills, Nash, and Young released the protest single Ohio, written and composed by Neil Young, in the reaction to the Kent State shootings of May 4th, 1970, when unarmed college students were shot by an Ohio National Guard. The Guardsmen fired 67 rounds over a period of 13 seconds, killing 4 students and wounding 9 others, one of whom suffered permanent paralysis. Also, This Day in Music, 1974, Elton John. 2 would-be concert promoters were arrested by police in America on fraud charges in connection with selling mail-order tickets from a forthcoming Elton John show. Yeah. Police took away over $12,000 in tickets. Pretty crazy to think about. We're going to the 80s. This Day in Music again. My man Joe Strummer, 1980, of The Clash, was arrested at a much-troubled gig in Hamburg, Germany, after smashing his guitar over the head of a member of the audience. He was released after an alcohol test proved negative. So that just means Joe just wanted to beat somebody's ass. Look, I'm sober. Look what I can do. Hold my beer. hold my Sprite. I got this. That's This Day in Music. So let's do this. We're going to open up the phone lines. 614-916-6372. You guys can call in. Phone lines are open. We're going to do this. But, I'm really excited about, what's going to be happening, and excited to see what the rollout's going to be. Excited to see if there's going to be anything at all. Coming up, the Ohio State Fair was canceled. So the Rib Fest is even canceled. I'm a fat kid, and my inner fat kid is just depressed that the whole thing is going down. I want to raise some question. Now, far be it for me to be any type of a asshole by any means, but I do always like to think about both sides, okay? Now, the venues and the bars are not allowed to have live music, but they're allowed to open up for food. Now, knowing that you have to have a certain level of practices for food and what you have to go through for food prep and to allow safe operating standards in your kitchen, you're going to, especially with COVID, you're going to have to be extra, right? Well, I have a question. And my question directly is, these venues, these places that people are going to play at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, when everybody's exhausted, everybody's drunk, everybody's high, everybody's whatever we all are after a certain time at night when we all know we're at the shows and we're doing our thing, you know? How do you tell a drunk person, wash your hands after you pee? How do you tell a drunk person, hey, you need to social distance? Oh, fuck you. Like, yeah, dude, like, that happens. We've seen it at the bars. We've seen it all over the place. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. Going to, actually, here we go. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I missed that. Good, try it again. Give me a second. There we go. So, like I said, I'm just curious, you know, how... Open that up again for you. Sorry about that. You know, thinking about the venues, thinking about the music and stuff like that, isn't it going to be hard to control the setup after a certain period of time at night when you have the drunk people and all that, when things get out of hand? Which, I'm not saying that I'm not saying we would. I'm not saying that is something that we have to... I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to defend the venues, but I'm not. Like, what I'm trying to understand is, like, how would you... You are live.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press...
What's up?
Call from...
Greg.
What's up, Greg?
What's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
Oh, I'm contemplating on if I need to build an ark or anything because of all this rain.
Is your house flooding yet?
No, but my front yard and backyard is flooded. Oh hell! So. Oh
man. So.
But we're all good. So.
Well, that's the important thing. I know you just got that house, man. So I couldn't imagine, you know, the the stress you're under.
Right.
So let's talk about this, man. Governor DeWine handed down the restaurant rules and the food rules and all that, you know, and just in the last 3 days, bro, I went driving around to kind of see what I could see, you know, and see who was following rules. And, man, I'm telling you, like 42% of everything I saw yesterday, no social distancing, no masks, no nothing. I saw people sharing the same cigarettes. I saw people, like, sharing drinks and doing all kinds of stuff. Like, how... You're a musician and an artist, man. Like, what do you think about what's going on?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's been crazy, right? This is the world we live in right now. It's almost like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, scatterbraining and through my head, you know, what in the 20-plus years I've been doing music, you know, in the local scene and in and out of the local scene, what's the craziest thing I've seen? And this has to take the cake.
Yeah.
So, I know it's handcuffed everybody.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. You know, like, it's a fair question, you know? Like, so the venues have to, and you've worked in food service, you know, so you know
right.
that you have to be a certain level of prep, you know, when it comes to food. So, I mean, how do you keep all the drunk people washing their hands and being social distancing and all that? Because you're not going to have live music and not have alcohol.
Right. And, you know, my thing is you probably won't. That's the sad thing. You probably are not going to be able to. You can put rules everywhere, you know, social distancing, you know, wash your hands, signs everywhere. But, you know, if someone's already half tanked, you know, they're not going to care about rules or laws.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and especially if they're at a show, they want to be entertained. That's why we are musicians, you know. And, you know, and we feed off the fans and vice versa.
Yeah,
so,
you know, the thing is, you know, venues have to be held to a certain level, you know, because there are some venues owners that are just saying, well, fuck it. You know, I need to open my doors. Okay, well, that's fine, but you need to take steps, you know, and I get there's a lot of venues and a lot of places that are serving food, and that's awesome. Do what you got to do to keep your doors open, but don't be pissed because you can't have. I mean, I know a lot of artists and musicians are depending on their money, you know, but if it's
right.
I would really hate to see some of my favorite artists and musicians they're not just artists and musicians to me. They're friends and their family. They're people, you know, and I would hate to see them rush out to get back into it, and then we have a second turnaround, air quotes, second outbreak, and
right,
you know, and then all of a sudden, all these people that were safe the first round because they social distanced and they didn't do anything are now susceptible and now sick because they had to go out and perform to make money.
Right. Yeah, and that's the hard question. I mean, I have never seen this in my life. Yeah, you know, I thought 9/11 was the worst thing I went through, but this takes the cake of it. You know, as far as venues, I think it's realistically, I don't think there's going to be no shows this summer. Maybe fall. Maybe, you know, they'll ease up on the social distancing because that's the only hope we can have.
You think they're going to?
Okay.
You think they're going to use the schools as the excuse point? Well, we'll wait until schools are back in session, and we'll see how that goes before we allow live music again. What do you think about that?
I that thought has come to mind, and I think that's about 90% correct.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other 10% is, you know, easing up if they wanted to. You know, because right now we're handcuffed. Everybody's handcuffed. You know, that's an artist. You know, whatever, even actors.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know?
A lot of my favorite TV shows aren't even on anymore. Fuckers.
Right. So, I mean, it's just a ripple effect. I mean, I know I'm dying to practice with my band, and we've been talking, and we're like, hell, we're just going to practice, but we're going to use bandanas or masks because we just can't take it anymore. Like, you know.
Well, you
like,
know,
man, we need to jam.
I feel like the bands that have like a 5, 10, 15, whatever, like a large amount of time of friendships and stuff like that, I feel like those bands they're not gonna. We've been drinking and smoking and and practicing in the same room for 20 years. Like, not gonna change.
Right, exactly, and you know you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right, unfortunately, right.
Right, so I honestly think fall, probably. But this is new. This is new to everybody. So if I would say anything, it would be probably fall. Maybe September, October-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
But who even knows about that? You know, because they canceled everything. The fair just got canceled.
If they
the Jazz and Rip Fest got canceled. So
if they cancel a pumpkin show, you're going to read about me. That's all I'm going to say, bro. If they cancel a pumpkin show this year, you're going to read about me. I'm going to go crazy. I can't.
They more than likely will.
God.
Or the worst case scenario is, no shows can be done until we have a vaccine. And that's the second worst case scenario.
You're trying to get me to hang up on you, bro?
No, I'm just stating that.
Oh, man. All right, Greg, man. thank you for calling in on the show, man. I appreciate you, dude. But hey, congratulations to you and the band for finally getting a plan together, man. I hope you guys finally get an opportunity to execute it, dude.
Dude, we are chomping out at the bit, like, to get out and play live, and then this happened. It's like, my God, what a time to come back. You know, reform after 10 years. It looked good on paper, but Jesus.
Yeah, right. Just make sure you wear your mask and wash your hands, I guess.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, we're working hard at the Ad Nauseam camp. You know, everybody's doing their part, so we're still keeping the train rolling. So, you know, just listen to us on SoundCloud, hit us up on Facebook, say hello, you know. We respond quickly, we're friendly, so.
Quickly and friendly.
You know.
It's the way you gotta be. Way you gotta be.
Right. Nowhere.
All right.
But all right, Anthony, I love you, man.
Love you too, man. Thanks for the call, dude. I appreciate you.
Yep, keep kicking ass, brother.
Oh, yeah, right. You know, kicking ass and camel toes, you know. All right, man.
All right,
Later,
man.
buddy.
Later.
All right, we are live. You guys can feel free to call in on the show, man. 614-916-6372. Curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are, man, about the live music and all that fun jazz. Yeah, you know, I'm not trying to be negative, and I'm not trying to be an asshole or say anything about it. I'm just trying to understand, you know, yeah, I want live music back too, but I don't want live music back at the expense of the health of the people that I love. Hello.
Up, hey, man.
What's going on, Chad? How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going. I heard Greg talk about they haven't had a chance to get to practice yet. We actually practiced earlier today. I mean, you can still get together and do a small band practice and be safe. I mean, nobody's sitting on each other's laps.
Right.
I mean, not any band practice I've ever been to. But.
Right. Right.
But I mean, in the beginning, we stopped for a short while in the beginning. But a lot of the reason we kind of slowed down was, half of the band isn't working, and then the other half of the band is working like double overtime.
Right.
Jake works almost 16 hours a day, and then came to practice afterward, knowing he's got to get up and do it again tomorrow.
Is he an essential worker? Is he an essential worker?
Oh, he works. Yeah, he works at Walmart in the grocery department.
Yeah, man. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's essential as a motherfucker.
And then Amanda's a delivery driver for FedEx, so she's working damn near 7 days a week.
Wow. Well, hey, you know what? Kudos to both of them for being out there at the forefront of all of our shit, man. So, because, it's not just about the nurses and the doctors, it's about everybody out there. People delivering our packages, people handling our food. Like, man, if it wasn't for a lot of these people, shit would fall apart.
Oh, it'd be a whole different place, man.
Right. So, you being...
It'd be a whole different place if you couldn't go to the grocery store, I can tell you that now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it'd be Walking Dead for sure.
Oh, for sure.
So, you being in the band, and everything, what is your take, man, on the whole no live music in the venues?
I don't know. I have a weird position. I personally just kind of feel like we've taken this too far. Not to diminish it or say that it's not real. If it's not, no. I'm not saying that at all. I'm sure it's a very real thing, and to anybody that's had it or lost someone to it, that sucks on every level. But I mean, I feel like you're forcing everybody to stay at home. You sterilize everything in your life right now, so you're not even getting normal germs that you normally get. I think long term of this, we're actually making everybody's immune system more susceptible to it. And, that's just kind of my personal opinion. Because I remember, growing up as a kid, when one kid got chicken pox, all the cousins got grouped together so everybody got it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was, we were raised that way. And then, you played out in the dirt, you got colds. that was how, because I did that as a kid, like, I don't get sick as often now.
Right.
But I feel like with everybody, with us sterilizing our entire lives, like, we're changing that. And I think we're just setting ourselves up for a bigger fail down the line, especially if this thing does come back worse like they're saying it's going to.
Right. Yeah, like, I get the urgency and the need to, performing live is a lot of the bread and butter for these artists, musicians. That's how they make their money. Not everybody has a day job. And so my biggest thing is, like, how after I understand you can keep it clean for food, but, how do you keep it clean at midnight when everybody's shit-faced and don't want to listen to rules?
Oh, you won't. Don't get me wrong. Like, I haven't been to a venue that was just, like, so filthy by the end of the night that you couldn't even tolerate being there. If a venue is like that, it was like that when you first walked in.
Amen to that. Yeah.
To be fair, just to be fair.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Like we go to Muddy Creek a lot. Muddy Creek has always been a clean place. Even like I heard you were talking about the Alrosa. Even it has like Alrosa has smell. It has that smell.
Yeah.
But I still don't think Alrosa is like a dirty, filthy place.
No. No. What I want to be. Like, would I want to be on the business end of a shitty mosh pit at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning and end up on that floor? No. But is
well. Let's be fair. When was the last show you've been to that there was enough people at 2 a.m. to do a mosh pit?
Okay.
Usually by midnight, 12:30, that's when you're losing that crowd.
Yeah, it's true. The pumpkins are leaving.
Well, I don't hardly drink much anymore, but I remember when I did back in the day, you always left the bar kind of early, trying to not get pulled over.
Yeah, right.
I kind of understand it. I've been there, I've been around it once or twice, but no, I don't know. Like, I personally, I'm ready to go to shows again.
Right.
I want to see it happen, but I don't want to see it happen at the expense of these venues being forced to close for good at the same time. Like,
yeah.
I know every venue is hurting, and just because they can do some carry-out doesn't mean they're making money. They're probably losing more.
Yeah, right, exactly, right.
They're probably not even doing any better than where they were if they would have just shut down altogether.
Yeah.
And, personally, I've already seen, like, 3 different venues close for good. None of them here in Columbus yet, but where we were setting up our tour and trying to work out of town and stuff, some of those venues are just gone now. Like, they're not even going to open up.
That's crazy,
and,
man.
I feel like that's going to be a bigger theme. So, at some point, they're going to have to open. They're going to have to find some way to appease everybody, make everybody happy, because at some point, it's either people are just going to do it.
Holy shit, everybody. Welcome Siobhan to the chat room. Holy shit. She's
hello.
Yeah, she's in the chat. She's like, or you stayed way late. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. No, but, so with the new tour, man, like, how is the planning coming up, man? How are you balancing all that out?
Well, it's not. We were supposed to leave on the 2nd, and we would have got back on May 9th. So we would have already done it.
Yeah.
So once all this kind of started, once we canceled that, it was kind of like, well, there goes kind of this year. I honestly don't look for us to even play a show in 2020 the way it looks right now.
Man, that's incredible.
Honestly, my best guess is like maybe February or March of next year. And that's probably the earliest. I could see a scenario where, like, single act performers or bands that are more okay with being like background noise in like a restaurant setting, I could see a scenario where they could maybe be able to perform and do those types of shows here in the fall. But, a band like us, we don't make a lot of money on the door. And on that side of things, like, we make money by selling merch after our set when people come up to us and to the merch and huddle around the merch table and stuff.
Right.
So, if that isn't allowed to happen, then there's not a big incentive. there's not a big enough incentive to be there because
Right.
we're, most of the venues that we go to, we're driving an hour, hour and a half, hour and 50 minutes, 2 hours to get to. So, I mean, I don't need to make a fortune, but like we ain't trying to give all of our money away in the process either.
So do you, what, I know that you guys do a lot of your stuff in-house. So what would you say to some of the artists and musicians out there that have a shit ton of spare time? Should they be like holding on to every minute, every second, like using this as creative time, or what do you suggest, man? What?
Well, I mean, I don't know, no one path works for every artist, musician, or band. Everybody has a different path that kind of works. So, I mean, I can kind of speak to what we're doing, and, somebody can apply it or not apply it, however it works. I mean, obviously, we're surviving like everybody else, so we're still trying to do the 9 to 5, pay what bills we can pay. Outside of that, we're still trying to find ways to, keep coming up with content to post. We're currently working on getting a small stage light set up so that we can do a legitimate live stream, like with good video, good lighting, good sound, like full quality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm against having a full metal band and just doing a cell phone audio recording because I don't want to watch it.
Chad.
No,
man.
That.
Yeah.
So we're close. We're close to doing that. I mean, that's one thing we're going to try to do, at least do a few of those this year.
Well, call me, bro. I'll come out. I'll come out and help you.
We're probably going to end up actually releasing the EP anyway, the full EP. We haven't made that decision yet, but we'll likely make that decision here in June about when we actually release it. But yeah, I mean, we're getting ready to start writing some new stuff, and that's kind of why we decided not to hold the EP till next year, because, by next year we'll have something far cooler than what we came up with this year. So it just seems like it gets better and better each time we sit down and really try to put something together. So we probably will just try to, work our stuff out on our end and get together as often as possible and just try to kind of keep moving on. Having a bigger presence online is way more important now than ever.
Yeah.
So, that's something that we're definitely trying to work on. I don't have all the answers there. I'm not the best. I'm not the best at social media, but, I'm doing what I can to learn every day and trying to apply new things and test things out. So,
yeah, man,
it's really all I can do.
It's a pain in the ass. That's what I'll say. learning about how to post, learning all the tricks and the things, and yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah. Well, and see, now, I mean, you said a minute ago that we do a lot of things in house, and yeah, we do a lot of things here in house because, one, I'm able to do quite a bit of it. It allows me to have more control over the end result. But things that I'm not that good at, like the video, for example, I don't have a nice camera. I'm not the greatest at doing video or photo, so I tend to sub that stuff out. Like Dre, he's done a lot of video work for us, and he does amazing videos. We used Adam Signs. We've used Dre from Misfits for photos. Dre's even done a few photos for us. So, I mean, the things that we aren't good at, the things that are definitely not our strong suit, I try to find, someone that can bridge that gap for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
And
important.
then some of the things that I think that we should be doing, like when we were looking at doing this tour, I had offers from 3 different booking agencies to book it for us. But I kind of felt like we should be able to do one on our own. We should know how to do this. So,
right.
That was kind of me forcing myself to learn this. Don't get me wrong, when we actually go to book this thing next time around, I'm probably going to use someone that has a whole lot better experience at it because it was a big headache.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would be my best takeaway is, try to get better at the things that you maybe need to work on, and then try to keep improving on the things that you feel more confident in.
Right on, man.
I mean, everybody's got to survive. That's got to be number one. You've got to take care of you, yourself, and the family. But, at the end of the day, the band is still a business. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I spend every free moment trying to find some way to better the band. So,
Yeah. Well, you know,
it's the only thing I know to do.
If you're not thinking about that, you're gonna fall behind, no matter what.
Well, I feel like in the end, even if I'm doing everything I can do, I still feel like we still may fall behind.
Yeah.
Because it's getting harder and harder to stay in front of people, especially with the way the algorithm works on Facebook and the amount of traffic that's being fed through it right now. It's only exacerbating it. So, I mean, it just gets harder and harder. And like I said, to me, it's not about, like, you know, I've heard people say, well, Facebook wants you to pay money. That's why they limit your reach. No, Facebook works a lot like Spotify, and they test your piece of content, your one post, to a small group of your likes or your followers. And if it responds well to the small group, they open it up to a bigger group of people. All the social media platforms work in that same regard. So to me, that just tells me I need to get better at making better content.
Yeah, right. That's about what. Yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, to sum it up, you know, if your content's not good, you're not good. You're just gonna float. It's kind of like Reverb Nation. The more you share, the more you rise to the top of the ranking list. You know.
Yeah, well, that whole ranking list on there is not something to be like.
No, it's not.
I mean,
no, it's not.
I wouldn't base my whole standing of my career off of it. We held the number one slot for regional for like almost a solid year last year, and we didn't really do much. So like I wouldn't base much off of that ranking number. All that ranking number means is who's active and who's not.
I would be curious to see the numbers. You know what I mean? Like the real Reverb Nation numbers, if you could. Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall.
That's all their algorithm is measuring. It's just measuring activity. So if you're posting every day and you're doing stuff every day, you're going to have a higher ranking than someone that's only posting once every other week.
Gotcha.
That's how the ranking works. It's just about activity. It has nothing to do with, like, value in any way.
Man. That's like everybody's on Apple these days. I'm number one in the world. Like, wait, no, you're not. Are you number one in the billboards? No. Okay, well then you're not number one in the world, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that whole statement. I love the horoscope for me.
Oh yeah,
talking about being on top and being confident. Like, I'll never consider myself there by any means, and I'll always doubt everything I'm doing. It's just my DNA.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to doubt. If you don't doubt yourself, then, you know, I feel like you have to do that before you can do anything else. You know?
Well, I feel like there's always some way that I can improve. There's something I can be better at. And for me to say that I'm on top is like admitting that I don't think I need to change anything.
It keeps you humble.
And I just don't think that I could ever feel that way.
Oh, yeah. It keeps you humble, you know? All right, Chad. Well, thank you, sir, for calling into the show. I appreciate you, man. And give love to the family.
Greg, if you're still listening, hit me up sometime when shows get started. Maybe we can set something up together.
Yeah, dude, definitely. That's I'll line you guys up. I'm sure he'll reach out to you, man. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate you, man.
I think we're friends on Facebook, so it should be good.
Yeah, right.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with me.
No problem, Chad. Thank you, sir. And the new song, Blinded, is badass, and it's available on all streaming platforms. Get your ass out there and get it.
All right. Thank you again for the promo, by the way.
Yes, sir, man. Have a good night, man. I'll talk to you soon. Stay dry.
You too, man. Later.
Later. That was my man Chad from Then Falls the Sky, hanging out live, AntmanVs. It is 10:49 Eastern Standard Time. We are going to get over here. We're going to pay some bills, and when we come back, we're going to have Born Under Burden for that ass.
What's up, fam? I got a question for you. Do you like barbecue? I mean, like real barbecue. Slow cooked for hours, seasoned with only the best ingredients? Then check out Lynette's Country Barbecue. My man Larry's been barbecuing the best meats for over 25 years. Lynette's also does catering for any major event. So the next time you want quality barbecue and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg, call Larry and Lynette's Country Barbecue at 740-304-5303. For more information on details and locations, check them out on Facebook at Lynette's Country Barbecue.
Hey, what's up, Music Familia? It's about that time of year again when you start to get that urge to want to show off your summertime bods.
Say what?
But before you do, let me ask you this. Are you modified? It's an easy answer. Go ahead. I'll wait. Time's up. No, not even close. But let me help you out. Go to richregal740.com or call 740-205-7503. Located at 737 North Columbus Street in Lancaster, Ohio, Rich and the crew at Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery have been providing safe, sterile, clean, and beyond professional ink for over 15 years. I'm not just a spokesperson, I'm also a client. After hitting my 6-year sober date, I wanted something special. Honestly, I think half the battle was finding something that was going to have lasting memory. I brought my picture in, and Rich gave it more life on my arm than the picture had itself. So do yourself a favor. Book your appointment today, 740-205-7503, or go to richregal740.com today. Mention AntmanVs before your scheduled appointment and get 20% off. Get out there and make it pop! Make it pop! Get modified today. Paul's Nightclub, located at 901 South Broad Street in Lancaster, Ohio, has it all. For over 30 years, Janine Cunningham and the friendly crew at Paul's have been serving patrons with the very best local music and carry out in the area. Everything you need, all in one place. Next time you are in Lancaster and want to go to a place that makes you feel right at home, be sure to stop at Paul's Nightclub and say hi. Check out some awesome local music and grab yourself some carry-out. 901 South Broad Street, Lancaster, Ohio, 43130. Or call 740-215-4805.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Distinctly disturbing.
on, Music Familia? We are back, hanging out, Ant-Man versus. We're going to close the show on some douchebag criminals. These douchebags are right out of our own backyard. I come across a story on the 10TV WBNS website, 10tv.com. They're covering a story about unrepaired recalls found on private ambulances that transport vehicles operating during the COVID-19 pandemic. One vehicle, in particular, is parked outside the Grant Surgical Medical Center, right here in Columbus, Ohio. Vehicle has been unrepaired recall-related, affecting the airbag on the passenger side of the vehicle for some time. More than 50 private ambulances and medical transport vehicles in the Columbus area have been operating with unrepaired recalls during the coronavirus pandemic. A months-long investigation by 10TV Investigates has uncovered that the vehicles, which are typically used to transport patients to and from hospitals and nursing homes, have been operating with these potentially dangerous defects that affected things like driver and passenger side airbags. In many instances, the recall notices warned that unrepaired defects could increase the risk of crashes and injuries for those inside. As part of the investigation, we reviewed the vehicle licensing records provided to 10 and division. We got the reviewed vehicle license records from the Division of EMS. And the vehicle identification numbers went through the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration's recall website. They discovered at least 54 private ambulances and medical transport vehicles in Franklin County alone had unrepaired recalls. In many cases, the defects have gone unrepaired for years, and nearly every operator we've contacted told 10TV that they were unaware of the recalls but promised to fix them. You guys are my douchebag criminals of the week, because as if the pandemic and coronavirus and everything else that we have going on, the shootings and the overdoses, everything else, like, to not have the effect. How many people are you transporting a day, I wonder, in these, unrepaired vehicles, officially, douchebags of the day. Folks, been an awesome show. Tonight's show has been powered by Modified Studios Tattoo Gallery, Shamrock Printing, Paul's Nightclub, and Let's Country Barbecue. I am your host, Ant-Man. I am on all streaming platforms now. Google, all that fun stuff, Spotify particularly. I love Spotify. Thanks, Chad, for finding me and following me. I appreciate you. You guys can find me on Spreaker as well, on all these glorious platforms as well. I'm going to shout out to my sponsors again. Modified Studios, OA Radio, Lynette's, Shamrock, Paul's. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in this week, man. It was hell of fun. I want to give a shout out to the beautiful, lovely Miss Mary Kaufman, who passed away on the 9th. We had her service, beautiful service. And shout out to the family. Love you guys much, much, much. We're out the door. I'll see you guys next Thursday for a live Ant-Man Versus right here. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm going to be looking for some new music. I want to remind you guys that all the music videos aired are not ours. We give all the rights to the artists, musicians who create these works. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Music Familia Productions. And find me on Facebook at Ant-Man Versus. Love you guys. See you.